Hey guys, it's me, it's Queen Haru, and I'm coming to you today with another exciting edition of Ask An Aquarius. Okay, so today's video is not for everybody. I'm gonna tell you straight out. A lot of times when I do videos, they're for everybody, men, women, black, white, orange, pink, anybody that wants to hear the message. But today's video is not for anybody. Today's video is only for people who really want to change their lives. Straight up. If you don't want to change your life, if your life is really good and you're manifesting everything you want financially, romantically, career-wise, spiritually, if you're in a really, really great place and everything is going the way that you want it, then there's no point in you watching this video because I'm not going to be able to tell you anything more than what you've already accomplished. And congratulations, because that's one hell of an accomplishment. Okay, so for everybody else who's still watching, today's video goes like this. Somebody asked me the other day, I get a lot of questions about readings, and most of the time it's because most people who have heard anything about readings have heard them from a fear base. Tarot readings, oracle card readings, bones readings, anything along those lines. If you really break down, a lot of us, if we really break down our knowledge of readings, it came from Tales from the Crypt, that old HBO show where Demi Moore went and got a tarot reading and things went terribly wrong, or it's from those Hollywood movies or those TV shows. It's always from something like that. But all of those things are fear-based, and they're also not told by the people who actually use the cards. Okay? Another thing that happens is that we get information from people who don't know what they're talking about. So it's people who might use the cards, their grandmother might have used them, or they might be on a boardwalk selling readings, but they really don't know the cards. They haven't studied them. They don't know anything really about them. They're not enthusiastic about them. It's just a hustle. So they don't really know the cards. Okay? So first and foremost, whenever I talk to people about readings, I'm like, you really need to really curb your thought process, because a lot of times what you think you know is all Hollywood fiction. Okay? So I get a lot of questions about that. Like, what is a reading? Why do you do readings? I got a reading and it wasn't a good reading. She didn't tell me, or he didn't tell me anything I needed to know. I get all kinds of questions like this. This is probably what I get questioned about the most. And I don't talk about it on my media as much as I talk about healing and other things, because of the fact that it's more to me of a private thing. Like I said, it's about changing your life. So I usually talk to it privately, but I'm going to speak on it generally and publicly today because so many people are asking me and so many people want to change their lives. Okay? So basically, it goes like this. The person's asked me, who needs a reading? What kind of person gets a reading? Is a reading just for somebody who is, going to be a priestess or whatever the case is? Like, do I have to prepare myself? Do I got to fast for 60 days? Like, what is the deal with the readings? And let me tell you, it's period, point blank. Anybody who wants to change their life should get a reading. Now, why do I say that? I say that because of the fact that a reading is specifically going to help you figure out where you're stuck at. Some people use astrological charts to try to help them through their lives. Astrological charts are wonderful, but the thing about an astrological chart is that it's like a skeleton, it's like a framework, It's like a template. Tarot and oracle readings fill in the template. So it tells you why your money not right. It tells you why you can't find a relationship and what to do about it. Astrology will tell you, you're going to be rich, you're going to be famous, you're going to have challenges in this area, that area. You came to teach this lesson, you came to learn this. All wonderful information, but it doesn't practically tell you how to deal with it. So, okay, my astrology says that I am aloof. It says that I'm very aloof, and it says that I'm mysterious. Okay, those things are pretty good. I like those things. So then it'll say something I don't like you're detached. You're not as compassionate always as you should be. But it doesn't say how do I become more compassionate if that's what I want to do. Tarot does. Oracle cards do. So when you come to a reading of tarot and oracle cards, it's not about fortune telling. So many people think it's about telling you the future. You do get futuristic information. Yeah, you do. But that's not what it's about. The futuristic information is based on what you do now. So if you come to me and say, hey, Queen, I'm having some problems in my relationship. What do I do about this? What do I do about this vibration? It's going to tell you exactly what to do and what will be the outcome if you are successful and if you're not successful. Okay? Then it's up to you to take the information that I gave you and go do it. Okay? That's the whole thing. And a lot of people don't understand that about readings. They think they're going to come to me, I'm going to tell them their future, they're going to run off into the world, have no responsibilities to the information that I just gave them, and everything's just going to fall into their laps. And in some cases, it actually is. In some cases, you're destined for certain things, and they're going to happen no matter what you do. But in other cases, you need to be active to get what you want. So if someone comes to me and says, I want to marry this person, I'm in love with this person, and I'm like, okay, well, you guys have a communication issue. You need to work on your communication issue, get some self-help books, go to therapy. I might give them a list of things they could possibly do. If they take that list and leave and don't do any of it, chances are not how you're going to get married. Okay, so that's what a reading is. A reading is an opportunity to specifically know what's going wrong in your life and how to fix it. And some of the times, the stuff I say, people already know. A lot of times they already know. They'd be like, I thought that, but they weren't quite sure. Or they knew it and didn't act on it. A lot of times that's how it is. And sometimes there's something working against them that they have no clue about. Like, for example, maybe somebody at work is sabotaging them and they don't even know it. They think this person is their friend. So the cards will reveal, something going on at work. It's somebody there that's shiesty. And I don't know some people can get their names. I don't usually get names. I usually get descriptions of their character. And I'll be like, this person is a leader. So this person is like a supervisor. This person has children. This person is a mother. This person has been very wounded. They're very nasty to other people. And I'll just describe them. And you be like, that's Susie. That's Susie. She sits right next to me, but you never would have known what Susie was up to if you hadn't gotten a reading. So that's what a reading is for. A reading is to show you what needs to happen and what will happen if you do or do not accomplish it. So that's why I said anybody who wants to change their life, anybody who wants a better life, anybody who wants love, anybody whose money ain't right, anybody who can't pay the bills on time, anybody who just feels blah, anybody who wants to be more spiritual, anybody who wants more out of life should get a reading. Now, one of the most important things about this, I'm going to make mention of this because I mentioned it at the beginning. You have to be careful of who gives you the reading. You can't just go to anybody to get a reading. That's why I started offering readings, because people kept telling me how good I was, how accurate I was, how helpful it was. And I'm like, okay. And people kept saying to me, I asked so-and-so for a reading and it wasn't nothing like this. Or I asked so-and-so, they didn't even tell me anything. I asked so-and-so and it was horrible. And I'm sitting there looking at them thinking, how? The cards are so amazing. How did these people get this wrong? But I realized that everybody can't read. Just because they bought a deck and went to a class and went to a seminar or bought a book about it, everybody cannot read. I am so sorry. Everybody just can't. Some people have no intuitive ability. They have no clairvoyancy. They just don't have it. It's not their gift. They have another gift somewhere and they need to go find that one. But divination isn't it. I got into this because divination is my gift. So you have to go to somebody who knows what they're doing. The cards are not easy, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not talking about picking up a couple pieces of paper and just knowing what's on them. You have to study them. You have to know the symbolisms that are on them. You have to know a little bit about the history of the cards themselves. You don't really have to know anything from your client. Most of my readings are cold readings. I ask the person, what are 3 questions you have? And what would you like to get out of this reading? That's it. And sometimes I don't even have that. Sometimes they just sit down and say, can you tell me what's going wrong with me? And I say, okay. You know? So the person who is doing the reading has to be skilled at reading the cards. They have to have some intuitive psychic abilities, number 1. And number 2, they have to know the cards. You cannot give somebody a reading and you're looking in a book. And you don't know what the cards mean, and you don't know what the symbolisms mean. What does it mean when the Knight of Wands is sitting high up on his horse? What does it mean when the cups are spilled over? What does it mean when the pentacles are on the ground versus in the sky? Those are things you have to know as a reader, like the back of your hand. You have to memorize the cards, and there's 78 of them. And here's another piece to it. You have to know them in the upright, when they come out up, and when they come out reversed. Now, everybody doesn't read the upright in the reverse. I definitely do. And I can do another reading about that, another video about that much later, because reversals in tarot is a big topic. It would take me a whole video to explain it. But you need to know the cards 78 times, then another 78 times. So you got to know what it means when it comes out up, and you got to know what it means when it comes out reversed, and what do the cards mean next to it and around it. And a lot of readers do not know this information. They bought a deck from Amazon.com. They made a Facebook page and charged $25 a pop for the readings, or more. Sometimes I've seen a lot more. So that's the issue. Your reader has to be skilled. They have to be knowledgeable. They have to be good and in love with what they do. And everybody is not. For some people, it's just money. I'm just making some money. This is a job, basically. And tarot, oracle readings is not a job. It's not a job. You'll get paid for it if you do well, but it's not a job. It's a calling. That is a priestess. That is a witch. That is a shaman calling. It is not something to do on the boardwalk because your grandmom told you to do it, so your family can have a couple extra dollars. It is not that. Tarot, oracle readings, that has to come from inside of you. That divination is coming from God. You're getting that from your creators, from the spirits. You're getting that from the energies of the planet. It's not something to be taken lightly. Okay? So, as you can see, I'm very passionate when it comes to readings. I have like 300 decks. I love cards. They're always around me. I'm always looking for new ones. I love it. So anybody who wants a great reading, holla at me. I would love to read you. I would love to read all of you. And you know why? Not just because of the fact that it will be, of course, homage to me, but because if I can help you have your best life, it makes me feel like mine is validated. It makes me feel like mine is worth that much more, that I was able to help other people find their best life. To me, that's the biggest benefit. The money is great. The connections are great. But the biggest benefit is that when I go to sleep, I can be like, I helped somebody today. I don't know if you know that, but that's one of the best feelings in the world. So if you want a reading, underneath here is going to be 2 things: my PayPal and my email address. If you want a reading, if you want to change your life, if you're tired of hurting, if you're already trying to change and you need some confirmation, if there's something going on and you just don't know what, if your man is not acting right and you know something is going on, email me, set up an appointment, and let me do your reading. Let me show you how to get out of whatever you're in. Now, somebody else asked me, how often should a person get readings? A person can get readings whenever they want to. You can get them once a year on your birthday. Some people get them once a year on their birthday just to see what to do throughout the year. Some people get them every time something goes wrong. And that could be once a month, every 3 months. Who knows how often something will go wrong in our life. Some people will come to me every week. I have certain clients that they are scheduled for the same time every week, because they got questions and they want to know what's going on throughout the week. I have some that come once a month. Now, the ones who come situationally, they usually, like for instance, let's say that your husband told you he wanted a divorce on Monday. You came to me on Tuesday, we talked about it, I gave you the information, you now know how to move forward. Thursday, your mom calls you and says, hey, I have an incurable disease. I don't know what to do. You call me Friday to talk about, not Friday because I'm off on Fridays, but you call me that Thursday after you get this information and we talk about it. So some people use it kind of like therapy. So they talk to me a little bit more often. It's up to the person. Readings are not expensive. They're $35 for 30 minutes. It's not expensive. It's $68 for an hour. So people get them as they need them or on a regular schedule. I read myself every day. Every single day I look to see what am I need to do, what did I not do, where am I headed, what might go on. Every day I look and see what is going on. Someday it might just be one card just to see what is happening that day. Okay? So you can get readings really as often as that, as often as you want to, really. I just always suggest not getting a reading on the same thing over and over unless it has changed. If you come to me for a reading about your husband and I give you a reading and you take the information and go use the information and your husband does something new, something different, he changes, then you might have another question. But if he's still doing the same thing in 6 months and you haven't followed the information that I gave you 6 months ago, it is no point in you getting another reading. Go back to the information I gave you in the first place and try to work it. Okay? And this is the last part. Because I wanted to do this video and talk to you guys about this today, I decided to pull a card for all of us for today. So I asked Buddha. I love Buddha. And I have a really nice Buddha deck here. Let me show you guys this deck. This deck is called the Buddhism Reading Cards. Wisdom for Peace, Love, and Happiness by Safaran Chan. I have used this deck, I think, in another video before. Let me show you the book. And this is a deck I really like because the cards are so beautiful and it's not difficult to read it at all. It's easy to learn the keywords and understand what it's talking about. So I said to Lord Buddha, I did a little prayer and I just said, Lord Buddha, I am going to be talking about tarot today and oracle card readings. And I really need you to give us a card that would be beneficial to all of us. All of us that are watching, all of us that, are in this energy. And Buddha gave me an interesting card, which really made a lot of sense. Here's the front of it. Very pretty card, kind of glossy. Looks like, I would say, it looks like the ocean to me. And the card number is number 14. For those of you that like numerology, that's a 5. And it says awareness. So Buddha said the most important thing he wants us to contemplate is awareness. And that's what tarot is for. It is to make you aware of what needs to happen. The awareness card says, awareness is like the sun. When it shines on things, they are transformed. Awareness is the amazing knowingness that comes from the intelligence of the mind, the opening of the heart, and the different sensations within the body. These 3 major dimensions are simultaneously aware of the different layers of truth, and when in balance, can create great contentment and well-being in the body, mind, and spirit. So Buddha is telling us that becoming more aware of what the problems are and how to fix them is how to be more content in our lives. So I thought it was really cool because I'm like, okay, so Buddha went along with the with the theme of the video. Thank you, Lord Buddha. All right, guys, this video is now 20 minutes long. Now, you guys know I'll be trying to not make them that long. So I'm going to end here and look down here when it's over if you want to schedule a reading with me. I do not have a lot of slots. I have more clients than I have slots. So it might take you a week or 2 or 3 to get a reading. So as soon as you know it, go for it. You have to pay for your reading when you book it. So hit me up when you're ready, when you are ready. That's why I said this video is not for everybody. Do not come if you're not ready. If you're not ready to change your entire life to the life that like Oprah always says, your best life, if you're not ready to do the work to get your best life, then don't bother. Holla at me when you're ready. But if you are ready and you want that help, come on forward. Let's work it out. See you later.